Joining me now is the director of FEMA, Brock Long. Mr. Long, welcome to Meet the Press.
Hey, good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good. Let me start with this cleanup effort and the fact what Lester was just saying, and understandably that some of it is delayed or stalled because more is to come. What kind of extra efforts are you having to, of resources are you having to marshal to deal with issues of flooding? Are you having more air support, Coast Guard coming in? What are the resources you're having to start now?
So first of all, I'd like to say that President Trump is extremely concerned about this. He's given me all the authorities to amass the resources from the federal government down to through our state and local partners. And right now we have nearly 5,000 staff that we have coordinated across the federal government within the states of Texas and Louisiana, helping Governor Abbott and Chief Nim Kidd as well as the locals respond. Right now we're not doing recovery. There's no such thing as recovery right now. Right now we are deep into the life safety mission of helping people be rescued through swiftwater rescue, search and rescue, and it's my job to coordinate that. So specifically what I mean is that under the National Response Framework, we mission assign the Coast Guard, we mission assign DOD assets in support of our state and local efforts, and you're seeing that take place right now.
Let's talk about, you have to implement the National Flood Insurance Program. This has been controversial and at times even when there isn't a major storm and major recovery effort here. This insurance program's in debt. Are you going to have the money to dole out? Are you concerned that Congress may have its own fiscal problems and it hampers your efforts to dole out the money that you need to deal with this right this instant?
Yeah, we're ready to process all claims with the NFIP, and we have well over 1,000 people in the field ready to administer that program. That's part of the workforce laydown that we have in Texas right now. We're already mobilizing. We're encouraging people to reach out to their local insurance policy holders and begin, starting the process as soon as they start to experience flood damage. Regarding the NFIP program, yes, Congress has a lot of work to fix that program. We need to fix the business framework and the way it looks going forward. But right now, I can't worry about that. I got to worry about the policies in force, and we're ready to go.
No, there's no doubt. But it is so you have the money, the authority to pay out all of this, regardless of what's happening in Congress right now. I mean, that's sort of the question. I get that there's a larger, longer-term issue here. But
yes,
every policy, anybody that files a claim, there's not going to be a delay in you sending them their money.
No, we have the reserves and the funding to be able to support the policies. Now, these things take time to put into effort. There's obviously an inspection process that goes along with this, so it's not just an immediate payout. So, but the bottom line is we will follow the process as designed, and we're ready to go.
And let me close with this and let you talk to people who may be looking for help, maybe wondering in the storm area, what should they do? I know the authorities have said stay in place. Explain why you want people not venturing out right now in that area.
So first of all, citizens should listen to their local officials. FEMA does not issue warning order communication directly down to the citizens. That would be stepping on our state and local partners. So it's very important that citizens listen to their local officials. Only call 911 if you are in an emergency and in a dire situation. Do not call 911 if you are seeking information. That's very important. Only shelter in place if it's a safe place to be. If not, you need to be contacting your local officials on what steps they want you to take. Now, one thing that is important is that the President's Major Disaster Declaration is constantly expanding. It's dynamic. We are turning on assistance to all counties that are being impacted in conjunction with our governor and the governor in Texas. Right. But I want to be sure that we're not letting paperwork get in the way of pushing down federal resources to support the best way that we can. So we are moving forward, leaning forward.
All right, Brock Long, the FEMA director for us. I know this is going to be weeks and months of recovery effort, not just days.
Chuck, it's going to be years, sir.
Yeah.
Yep, it's going to be years.
Fair enough. All right, sir. Thanks very much. Appreciate you coming on for a few minutes here.
Thank you.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.